Yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
Paid for by Steel Man Pills. 800-605-1682. 800-605-1682. 800-605-1682. That's 800-605-1682.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Mothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
You owe the IRS back taxes, and dealing with the IRS stresses you out. Fortunately, IRS Problem Relief can help you resolve back taxes and represent you to the IRS so you don't have to face them alone. Last year, IRS Problem Relief saved clients drowning in tax debt, and IRS Problem Relief is a local company right here in Panama City, not some 800 number where you can never talk to the same person twice. Put those problems behind you so you can focus on moving forward. Call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief, 850-784-8176. For a free consultation, call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief. It's 850-784-8176 or visit irsproblemrelief.com.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Thursday morning. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch, listen, have fun, comment, share, whatever you want to do on our social media channels, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Just search ESPN Northwest Florida. Give us a follow, give us a share. Just anything you can do to help would be absolutely fantastic. You can also download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. That one you do need to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also visit us at ESPNPC.com. And of course, if you haven't been paying attention this week, we're giving away a lot of Braves tickets. We'll talk about some more of those opportunities later on. I think the Coach James Hale Show gave away a pack of 4 as well this morning. And then we gave away 4 yesterday afternoon. So you need to make sure you're paying attention, whether it's social media, listening on the air, listening to ESPN Northwest Florida when the shows are not live on the air local, maybe during a Braves game. That might be some foreshadowing, but make sure you're always tuning in to 104.3 here in Panama City. David?
Ryan?
It's been a weird week.
Weird week.
Wednesday or Monday was a normal day. Tuesday I wasn't here. Appreciate Max Delighted filling in and wearing sleeves. That was a win-win for everybody.
I almost ripped them suckers off of him.
You should have. When I saw him with you in the show that one day, I was like, man, I can't do that. So I was like, man, I'm embarrassed.
I don't know. You can. Look at them guns.
Yeah, they're small.
They're guns, though, nonetheless. Pew, pew.
Yeah, pew, pew. Some the water guns you used to get from the Dollar Tree back in the day. That's certainly it. And then, of course, I wasn't here to start the show yesterday. You guys were talking a little Ashley Madison action, and maybe that's what maybe Jay signed up this week, and he'll be showing up here shortly.
Yeah, I guess he got married and then got on Ashley Madison.
He's done a lot in the last 24 hours, but he just got married to get on the site. But that's neither here nor there, and that's obviously completely a joke as well. But we got a great show lined up today. We're going to talk about all the different sports going on. We also have Max Staver from QB Vision. He's the owner, lead coach. They're coming down. We're actually going to be live with them next week over at the Emerald Coast Middle School. But he's going to be joining us at 12:20 to be talking about their camp and everything else that they've got going on. We're going to talk about some NHL action, maybe dive into some NFL stuff, depending on how long we go today. And then, of course, I found some kind of fun articles, and one of those is you will not believe how much some of these mascots get paid. We'll dive into that later on in the show. That one came across.
Intrigued.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? And now these are some anomalies, but the top mascot salary is pretty unbelievable.
Do they make more than the NFL cheerleaders?
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's wild.
Way more. But
there is more cheerleaders, so
true, but the NFL mascots are also the least paid mascot out there.
Really?
Like considerably compared to these
they're
top.
probably the least famous, I would say.
Yeah,
of the mascots.
Yeah, you don't really pay as much attention, I think, in an NFL game. A lot of these you don't even realize they have mascots.
Right.
But at least guess which sport is the highest paid. It's a professional sport here in America. Is the highest paid mascot. It correlates to the highest paid sport too.
Okay, Major League Baseball
and NBA.
Oh, NBA.
Based on average salary,
gotcha.
NBA mascots are paid the most. We'll dive into that later on.
I guess they have the most work to do. Like they got trampolines, they got to dunk. They
got to climb the stairs all the time.
But if you were going by hours of working. They are working for a long time, though, because it's not just during the game.
Oh, yeah. You got appearances. You got a lot of stuff. It's a lot of, and you got to be athletic.
Yeah, you do got to be athletic.
And you got to be able to handle the heat.
Now, I wonder, we've talked about collegiate mascots before and how there's more than likely, especially with the Oregon Duck, multiple people to play the mascot. Is that the same for these professional mascots, or is it just one man or one woman?
That's a good question, but based on what I was reading, I'm going to assume it's one because they're saying a salary of the particular, and maybe it's split up. I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but we're going to dive into it later on the show today. I do want to talk about the South Walton Seahawks season came to an end last night, but a state championship runner-up is never anything to hang your head about, that's for sure. They lost 4-1 to Cardinal Gibbons last night. They are the runner-up in the 4A.
Wait, South Walton lost 4-1?
Yeah.
There was a time when I was no, I'm not
let me double check.
On Max Preps during the game, and it said it was 3-0 South Walton. So I was like, when you said, all right.
Yeah, that's why that Max Preps, it depends on, anybody could go in there and sign up as a scorekeeper, but I'm almost positive that it was, South Walton comes up short despite Hunter Barber's strong performance. 4-1, Cardinal Gibbons won that one.
Well, I feel bad for anybody who's in South Walton, maybe listening to the Afternoon Underdogs. I'm like, 3-0, boys. Maybe I said 1-0. I can't remember.
And I do think South Walton was up 3-0 at one point because I think Cardinal Gibbons was up 3-0 because South Walton scored a run late in the game to get that one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but a great season nonetheless. Anytime you can make it to the Final Four, really anytime you can make it to a region final is some pretty impressive stuff with the talent, especially we have on the baseball side here in Florida. Soccer, football. Florida's just a good sport for athletics.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. But great season there for the South Walton Seahawks baseball team there. Congratulations, and I know they're looking forward to working this summer and getting back at it. When Jay does get here, I'm going to put him on the spot. And if he's listening in his car right now, I'm going to ask for that tip of the week because we haven't done it yet. So
he pushed it off to today.
He did.
I'm assuming that it's going to have something to do with either rhythm, patience, or balance.
Potentially. There's an opportunity there. I do want to, for future Jay Henley Tip of the Week segments, I'd love to make it a little more interactive, where if you've got a question, a something you need help with, again, we always say this all the time, it is case by case, and everybody's setup, stature, swing, all that is a little different. So the same thing doesn't work for anybody, but there's some generalities, and, maybe we can make it a little interactive in the future, and you can call us for Jay Henley's Tip of the Week. And it would virtually be the same thing he does when he prepares for that tip of the week, because he prepares for it about 2 seconds before he says it. So
the caveat is you got to leave a tip to get the tip of the week.
That's fair. That's fair. No free instruction here on the Inside Drive.
Jay's Venmo, or just go to golfwithjay.com.
Yeah, and we'll just have him add a new little 5-minute on air question.
There you go.
And then boom, you just get in there, and it maybe cost you $5, something like that. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But that'd be fun. Have some people call in, and obviously commenting and texting in would be great too. But to be able to interact directly, I think would be a great thing, no doubt about it.
Bring your clubs. We'll set up a net in here, and he'll show you.
Yeah, we just need to raise the drop ceiling up about a foot, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, no big deal.
Just need 10 feet minimum. I think that's probably about 9.
Oh, because when the club comes back around.
And I've done some buildings with that kind of stuff, and 10 feet is the minimum you need, just for good clearance, and to have your projector or whatever it's going to be as well, and for the height of the screen and the net and all that good stuff.
Or we could just teach people to kind of have more of a broad swing.
Yeah, a little flatter swing. Swing, not get so upright, get a little more flat there.
Lose distance on your ball. Come to ES.
Yeah, that may not be the best way to do it. I don't know. Maybe. We do need a poll question. Did you have one yesterday?
Yeah, we did the would you rather fight 10 horse-sized
one. Yes, one
duck-sized horse or whatever.
Yes, but
horse-sized duck.
I thought we came up with one yesterday too that we were going to use for today, but that might have just been I was thinking future stuff
to do with food, man.
Yeah, it always does.
Did we ever do the French fries?
I don't think so, because I said we were going to do that on Tuesday, but I wasn't here on Tuesday, and I don't know if you guys did it on Tuesday or not.
I don't think that we had a legitimate poll put up.
Gotcha.
I think that we
you had a lot of polls discussionally. Yeah.
It was a poll show.
Yeah, there you go. From the poll with Jay Henley. Let's do it. We'll do the crinkle fries, the straight fries, the steak fries, or the curly fries. I'm going to go with the straight fries, just the thin. They got to be hot, though, and a little crunchy. I like those the best. You can get a good steak fry, though, as long as it's not too potato-y. But I never got behind the curly fries.
Oh, I'm with you on the straight fries. I'll throw in an honorable mention that we won't put on the poll, but I'll go this direction every time. Checkers fries.
Yeah,
that's
or the waffle fry from Chick-fil-A.
Waffle fries from Chick-fil-A, but we'll keep it within the parameters there. For me, I like steak fries every now and again, but on an average basis, what I'm normally going to go for is the straight fry.
Yeah.
The straight fry, especially with a nice little crisp to it. I like to grab a handful, not one at a time, with as much ketchup or ranch or whatever it is.
We knew that was going to be the case.
And just, And I'm also, like, if I get a burger and fries, 9 times out of 10, I'm just getting the burger, no drink, no nothing, but or no fries to go along with it. But if I do get both of it, I'm eating all of those fries or putting some of them on my burger. Like kind of like chips with a sandwich.
Ooh.
Yeah, take the fries. And
you've seen that a little bit. The old fatty sandwich kind of thing.
There you go.
Man, now we talk about food so much.
Especially, it's the perfect time of the day to be talking about food because
it is
already
lunchtime
ready for it.
And a lot of people are heading to lunch or at lunch.
Where are you getting lunch today?
Yeah, hey, that's your poll question. And then ask them if they want to have their business shouted out here on the Inside Drive. That would be good as well. But yeah, and we may have to pivot to this in the second segment, depending on when Jay's arrival is. I haven't seen him quite yet, or he hasn't buzzed in. But a quick update on the NCAA Golf National Championship. Let me get the exact number there, because I know Stanford did win it last night. It was on the Golf Channel, which was pretty cool, that is for sure. But let me find the matches summary real quick. And I know the other one. Yeah, Stanford beat UCLA in the championship last night, our time, but over there in California, Pacific time zone. They won 3-2, which means they won 3 out of the 5 matches, securing the national championship on the women's side for the Stanford Cardinals. So good job to them. Pac-12, ACC, SEC, they've been battling out in golf for a long time. time. And then the men's NCAA National Championship will get underway starting tomorrow. They have the same format. 3 rounds of stroke play. They cut it to the top 15 teams. You play 1 more round of stroke play. They cut it to the top 8. And you play quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the final match for the national championship. Teams in that one, you've got 30. I'll read them quick. Auburn, Virginia, Texas Tech, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, East Tennessee State, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, Baylor, Vandy, Purdue, Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, California, OK State, West Virginia, North Florida, Illinois, Florida State, Texas A&M, SMU, Stanford, Texas, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Utah, and Wake Forest. So if you've got if you're an alumni of one of those schools or just a big fan of one of those schools, there's going to be a lot of coverage there on the Golf Channel if you care to watch some NCAA golf. David, do you want? Go ahead.
No, I
was going to say, we can talk about it because I was going to talk about it at the start of the second segment, but he's not here yet, so we really don't need him. But the NHL.
Gotcha.
Big game. Game 1 last night. Rangers and the Panthers. And we were talking a little bit about the beginning of the show. Panthers, man, they're just suffocating.
Yes.
That's the word we were looking for earlier. And, it was at MSG. It was at home. The crowd was nuts. Eastern Conference Finals. It's like, that's what you play for in hockey. And, it was a close game to start out. And then Tkachuk scored a goal, kind of not on a fluke goal, but obviously one that Shesterkin could not see. And it got through. And then the Rangers, I think, only had like 9 shots about halfway through the second period. And it was tough. So, I mean, what do the Rangers got to do to get out of the series? Or is Florida going to take this one?
Oh,
I mean, it's game 1, so I mean, there's a lot to go. But given the way the game was played last night, I mean, I think there's been a huge parallel too between the NBA and the NHL and how that's been going. Is like one game the defense is just dominant, and it kind of goes back and forth a little bit. So does this happen, with the Rangers and the Panthers with a shot to go to the Stanley Cup?
I think that we're going to get a good series out of this. It's tough it's easy to overreact to these game 1s, but this is not something new for Florida. I mean, outside of their game 1 against Boston, where they kind of got meleeed in that particular game. Outside of that, they've been out physicaling teams.
Yeah.
They've been more physical than other teams. Yeah. They've been suffocating, as you mentioned. They started it out in game 1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning to start out the postseason, where they did not give up any room at all. You've got Bobrovsky, who's playing great goalie right now for the Florida Panthers. Tkachuk, all the rest of the guys. They're just a team that will beat you, not just by putting pucks behind the net, but they will beat you for 60 minutes long, and it's tough to come back from that. And the Rangers, look, they beat a physical team in Carolina, but they more or less rely on that goaltender of Igor Shesterkin, and you get 2 or 3 past him, and you don't play a good third period, it's going to be a long night for you. However, I think Rangers bounce back in game 2 and tie this series up. I really think we're looking at a game 7 here in this particular series, and I look forward to the game tonight as well between Edmonton and Dallas.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think you made some good points there. I mean, they're just, if you get down in hockey and a team can trap you and clamp you, and it's just hard. And, you're late in the postseason now. You've already played 2 series after an 82-game series. You're beat up, regardless of you're on the ice or not. You are physically tired, and, it's so hard to come back when you get to this point in the playoffs. But I agree with you. And if anything stands, we've had so many away teams win series or win games that you didn't expect. But the Panthers have only lost 3 games so far in this playoffs. And, last year they were kind of the underdog role. They've came in this year, obviously not the number 1 seed, but the number 1 seed in their particular division. And, they're playing great hockey. But Sergei Bobrovsky, I think, if he has an off night, that's going to give the Rangers a chance. But if he doesn't, the Rangers are going to really have to find a way to make some stuff happen.
And he's been very consistent to this point. And the Rangers as well have been riding their goaltender. They've got talent. Both of these teams have talent.
No doubt.
Which team's more hungry? And I think that it shows with the way that Florida plays so physical. And that's what it comes down to. When you get to this time in the season, forget it being the Eastern Conference Finals. When you get to the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's all about being physical. I go back to 2018, I believe it was, when the Tampa Bay Lightning had a great regular season and then end up getting swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then at that point, Tampa had to change their kind of persona a little bit and go grab some more physical players, in which they did, and that turned into back-to-back Cubs. Well, the House Money Cats, that's what we were calling them.
Playing on house money.
Yeah. And this year, it doesn't seem like they're playing on house money. They've got a goal in mind. They overtook Boston to win their division. And that was by way of playing consistent hockey down the stretch, a little bit more consistent than Boston, winning the division and then beating them straight up in the playoffs. And now you've got the New York Rangers on the ropes a little bit by losing game 1. But we'll see what happens in game 2. I think the Rangers do have the mental fortitude to bounce back and not let that the physical play from the Panthers determine how this is going to go, but the Rangers are going to have to match that energy. So are they capable of that? I don't know. One of my favorite players for the Florida Panthers is one of the Florida Panthers' favorite players in Carter Verhaeghe, because he got his start with the Tampa Bay Lightning, or played a little while with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I enjoy his demeanor on the ice, man. And the Panthers don't get bullied, so that's one thing to keep an eye on is will the Rangers be able to stand toe-to-toe with the Panthers?
Well, and, I mentioned the Panthers have only lost 3 games. Well, the Rangers, that was only their third loss.
Right.
So, whereas the Hurricanes ripped off 2 in that last series, they went up 3-0 in that series. So they have not had to climb back, either of the Panthers. But, I mean, they beat the Capitals 4-0. They beat the Hurricanes 4-2. After being up 3-0, they lost 2. Obviously, they won that final game. So, really, neither one of these teams has had to come back in anything. And I think the Rangers, we'll see how they respond there in game 2. But a big one coming up tonight, the Stars and the Oilers.
They didn't have to come back in the series, but it did seem like they were having to come back in every single game.
Yeah.
And so maybe they can kind of roll that into something to use for motivation or momentum.
Definitely. I just, being the Rangers are my Alabama as an Auburn fan. Yeah. So, I'm not rooting for them to make it to the Stanley Cup, and it would be kind of cool because I don't think I think Panthers are one of 2 teams remaining in there that have yet to win. No, when the Canucks got bounced, the Stars have won, the Oilers have won, the Rangers have won. The Panthers have not won a Stanley Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they have not.
So,
they got close last year.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, it's always cool to see a new fan base, or not a new fan base, but a fan base get a championship. That's for sure.
Fact that both Florida teams might win a Stanley Cup is pretty daggum amazing.
No doubt about that. And he is in the house. But real quick, before we take a break, the current, as of right now on Hard Rock here in Florida, the futures to win the Stanley Cup, we've only got 4 teams left. If you believe in the Rangers, they got the best, the highest payout anyway. The Florida Panthers have moved to plus 165, Dallas Stars plus 250, Edmonton Oilers plus 275, and those New York Rangers are now plus 650. We'll talk about it later with the Oilers, unless I can get it real quick here. I can get it real quick. So the Oilers, David, I don't know if you saw this particular stat. You probably did. First team in NHL history through 2 rounds of the playoffs to have 3 players with 20 points through 2 series.
So that's McDavid, Draisaitl, and
Bouchard.
Oh, Bouchard.
The defenseman.
Yeah, yep. And when you got a defenseman putting up points for you, it's kind of like Colorado a couple years ago with Cale Makar. That definitely helps the offense a little bit from the blue line.
No doubt, but the Oilers are doing some magical things when it comes to points. There's no doubt about it. Kind of reminds me a little bit about the Edmonton Oilers there back in the Gretzky-Messier. They were just a dominant hockey team. But Jay's in the house, so when we got to take our first break, you listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
America's team plays here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's number 10.
The Atlanta Braves on ESPN Northwest Florida. Charlie Morton, Max Fried, and Chris Sale lead the Braves' dominant pitching rotation.
That's 18 up, 18 down.
Sponsored by Panama City Toyota, Ellis Agency Insurance, Bestway Portable Buildings, PCB Hobby, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Got him swinging. Strike 3.
Good morning, this is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 10 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest and a high of 84. Tonight, look for a light breeze and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 74. Tomorrow, a high around 83 and mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 85 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
new ownership and brand new renovations at Bayside Marina, the one-stop shop for all your boating needs in Panama City. Boat storage, valet service boat launching, pontoon rentals, non-ethanol fuel, on-site mechanic, ice, drinks, cleaning station, live bait and tackle. Our marina store is loaded. Relax and enjoy your day on the water at Bayside Marina, Big Daddy Drive, Panama City Beach, or call 850-234-7650. That's 234-7650.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we're here to help you celebrate the graduate in your life. What better way to celebrate this moment in time than with an exquisite timepiece? We have a large selection of Bulova and Caravelle watches, now 15% off. Tracy's Fine Jewelry has the perfect personalized gifts, from diamond initial pendants and rings to monogram pieces they'll cherish for a lifetime. All on sale today for 30% off. Commemorate your graduate today and show them how proud you are with a gift from Tracy's Fine Jewelry on the corner of 15th Street and East Avenue in Cedar Grove.
The only place to get sports betting coverage on the radio. Is this legal? Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Chicken. And welcome back. The whole group is together here live on the Inside Drive on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, how are you doing today?
Good. Are we the Three Stooges or Three Amigos?
Probably all the above.
Three Amigos.
We're definitely the Three Amigos, and at times Stooges, and sometimes we get a little out there as well.
We do.
I mean, I can't get over David's shirt.
Oh, this thing's awesome, ain't it, man?
That's so good. That's fantastic.
Designed by myself and made by Brian Bramlett, actually, with Ballistic Sports. So appreciate you if you're listening, man. He made these a while back. He used to make all of the softball jerseys when I was running teams.
Nice. Yeah, it looks cool. That's sharp.
Yeah, it's the Mighty Ducks, Diamond Grinders. People are always like, well, what does that have to do with hockey? Absolutely nothing. We were just a bunch of kids from the 90s who loved the Mighty Ducks and wanted to have like a different color scheme than what everyone else did, so green and purple worked out.
That worked out good.
Beauty.
Quack.
Uh-huh.
Go Ducks.
We've been talking about ducks lately, haven't we?
No, yesterday was our poll question. I had a nightmare last night.
Did you?
There was a horse-sized duck that came up to my front door. He's like, you want to go? I was like, no.
Does a horse-sized duck gallop? Or is it just...
I still think it's waddling. It's still going to be proportionate to a duck. It's just going to be the size of a horse. It's not going to be a duck with horse legs, unless that's what we were going for.
No, I like that.
Just a big old... I mean, it's still got short legs, but it's just way bigger proportionately.
Could you imagine you're like out there around a pond. There's woods around the pond. Woods start rustling, and you're just like, all right, and you hear quack, 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 and then all of a sudden it just...
It's terrifying, actually.
I'm thinking of Billy Madison, but that was a penguin, though, I think, right?
It's too damn hot for a penguin to just be walking around. That's Beth's favorite quote. She really brought me to that one. So, But no, terrifying. Horse-sized duck. For the record, if you watch the Mighty Ducks, Jay, the Flying V does not actually work in hockey.
I don't know what is that?
Have you not seen the Mighty Ducks?
It's been a long time for that one. I need to check that. Emilio Estevez, I do know that.
He was in two of them. Yeah. Actually, he did. He was in the third one too. He came back.
Did y'all ever watch the little show that they had come out on Disney Plus?
No,
me neither.
Yeah.
I started watching The Wire last night because of Max Delighted.
I thought it was Delighted.
I know, but I.
No, yeah. I was thinking the opposite.
I don't want to get slapped by what's it? Larry's the one that slaps him, right? Three Stooges.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So you're Larry. I guess Curly's bald, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm working on it. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna have to get some real clippers. You look ridiculous. I was like, yeah, we need to get something to make it all even. I think the ship sailed. I get different reports. My one doctor says, "Oh, it's coming back." The other one's like, "No, it's absolutely not coming back." I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and see what happens.
It's coming back.
Yeah, sure.
It looks like it is.
The style, does it? Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's been a month and a half. Not a single thing. But that's okay. I don't care.
I'm
just happy to be where I am.
Hey, but I'll get you some clippers, man. It'll be like an honorary welcome to the club.
Yeah. Like passing of the clippers. It's like the golden torch there, Jay. All right. We got to get it in there.
Okay.
You want me to ask the question, or you got one? He's got to hit the sounder first regardless.
I just always like you asking a question to me, but I've got one that I could share if you want.
It's Jay's golf tip of the week.
Take Zyrtec during allergy season.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Or Allegra, or whatever suits your boat. But you want to rotate it if you have very aggressive seasonal allergies, because you build up an immunity to certain medicines.
You do.
I think this is a really good tip for a lot of people out there. Honestly.
Yeah, if your current allergy medicine over the counter stops working, switch to another one, because
That's right.
I've got experience on how that rotation is certainly key with the way our antibodies work.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I'm not a doctor.
Have we talked about...
But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. No, go ahead.
What?
It's a joke, Jay.
Okay.
Commercial.
Yeah.
What about chipping? Have we talked short game in quite some time?
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
I asked one time about how to avoid hitting chunky chips.
Chunky. Oh, well, then this is going to play right into how to properly chip.
Okay.
And what you want to do is take your wedge. It could be a sand wedge, lob wedge, whatever. 60 degree.
Lob wedge, that's gross.
Yeah, lob wedge, not so much. You're not a lob wedge guy.
I don't carry him.
That's right.
I'm anti-lob wedge. I have a shirt that says anti-lob wedge. I'll walk around when I play golf.
But yeah, take your 52, 54 degree, put it off your back toe, your back big toe.
Not my middle toe.
No, not your middle toe.
Is your big toe or your middle toe longer?
Oh.
I'm like a squirrel.
Is it? Middle toes got to be a bit longer.
I think it depends on the person. I think there's something to be said for
My
it.
big toe's longer.
Say my middle toe's
not
longer.
Your toe, brother. That
would be your hand. That'd be your hand, sir. You probably have shoes on though.
I
have
took my
sandals
shoes
on.
off just to find out.
See, that's dedication.
It is.
My middle toe is longer than my big toe. There's his sock. He's not even joking. You would only know that if you're watching on Facebook.
That's right.
And if he's got the camera on him. I don't know.
What's it smell like back there, David Hayes?
Feet.
Oh, okay, good. Good things.
Yeah, all good things. Anyway.
So, all right, so your ball position is super key here. You
Yeah.
want that ball to be back, your trail foot, even with your big toe on your back side, your back foot, and you're gonna shift your weight a little forward towards the target and just make a putt. And it's that simple.
And when I shift my weight, I'm also leaning that shaft, right? Because I'm not shifting my weight forward and leaving my hands in that position. I'm shifting my entire setup with my hands forward.
Right.
And that just allows for a little more solid strike and contact.
Yep.
And then if you get comfortable with that and you can replicate that motion, like you said, a little putt, now to hit different shots, all you got to do is mess around with the ball position a little bit or use, a pitching wedge or a 9-iron. You want it to go higher, you use a sand wedge or a lob wedge if you've got it. If you want it to go lower, go down to your gap, your pitch, your 9, even your 8.
Yep.
Some people use 7s. I've even used hybrids out there on the golf course. Just depends on the scenario. But you have to have that basic setup and execution, like you were saying.
Right.
First, so you can just work upon that.
Yeah.
And, once you have that down, all you got to do is change the club and boom, you're hitting a different shot without having to change anything else with your actual golf swing, which is what the name of the game is. When you're trying to do more with your swing while you're hitting the ball, more things can go awry. If all you're doing is changing a club to hit a different shot, that's easy peasy. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
That's a great tip.
Thank you.
And that's where, the most strokes are won or lost.
Right.
For most amateur golfers is the short game.
Yeah.
Because, if you can get up and down, let's call it 50% of the time, you're probably going to save, if you shoot around 90 normally, you'll probably save 4 or 5 shots. Obviously, the higher you shoot, the more shots you'll save. The lower you shoot, the less shots you save. But that's anything when it comes to the law of averages. So.
And I had a student this morning, we went out for a few holes, and they can get the ball to the par 4 in 2 shots, right? But then they had a double bogey and a triple bogey, and that's like, wow. It took you 2 shots to go 350 yards, but then it took you 5 shots to get it in the hole. And so you just try to figure out where your strengths and weaknesses are, and then
work on the weaknesses.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good tip of the week.
Thank you.
Do you have some lessons out there this morning?
Yes, sir. I was, just
busy guy.
Late. Yep.
No, you're not late.
Yeah.
You're here. I was late yesterday. And I wasn't here on Tuesday. It's just been one of those weeks.
You have one of those weeks where you feel like you're trying to be in 2 places at once, and it's just like, yikes, you can't do that.
Throw in not being able to drive. That's certainly certainly that's an interesting one. Yeah. But we're getting close.
You are.
All right. We already talked about NHL, so you lucked out on that one there, Jay Henley. But all good. That is for sure. Yesterday, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever had another game. Oh, so close. Only losing by 2. Lot better performance. Caitlin Clark had 21 points. points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in a 2-point loss to the Storm there, 85-83. So I think the last 2 games they've played, they've lost by a combined 6 points, if I'm not mistaken. See if I can find that real quick. Their schedule's not that long.
Yeah, I think they lost to the Connecticut
by
Sun by 4, yeah.
So 7 total points.
Who did they lose to last night?
The Storm, 85-83. But Caitlin Clark had a good game, and she seems to be settling in a little bit. I know you guys talked about the whole Wilson thing yesterday, which is pretty darn cool. But here's another thing I just saw from the WNBA, specifically the Washington Mystics. Saw this on Front Office Sports. I think it's a good idea. I mean, you've got this opportunity right now, and you heard, I think it was Charles Barkley, I forget who said it, that they're saying you guys should be, or you girls should be thanking Caitlin Clark for bringing so much attention rather than hating on her, because it's kind of like when Tiger came to the mix. All these eyes came on golf that weren't on before. I mean, in the WNBA, in my opinion, has a huge opportunity right now to capitalize, and you're seeing them do it, and especially with companies jumping in like Wilson and Nike with the shoe. I mean, there's an opportunity to keep, you don't, and me and David have talked about this, you don't want it to go flat. You don't want to hit that cliff and then just go off and go back to where you were. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, but there's an opportunity to capitalize on the eyes on the sport right now, and I think the Washington Mystics are doing something pretty cool, and I want to know if you guys would do this. Obviously, David, you don't have to do one of the parts, but the Washington Mystics are selling a brunch and basketball ticket package to several upcoming games, which includes bottomless mimosas, a 100-level seat ticket, chicken and waffles, fruit, pastries, coffee, etc. And they're only $105 each for the ticket.
No way am I paying $105 for that.
So there you go.
Okay. If you were, I have to go all the way up to Washington.
Yeah. That's a long way. That's a long way.
Not that area of the country, brother.
Yeah.
Mason-Dixon line. That's the cutoff, bro. No,
the plane goes, it hits it, it just turns around and comes back.
$105 though. Dude, is there a meet and greet with any of them?
I don't think so. But I also don't know what like a normal 100-level club ticket would cost to a game.
Oh, so this is ticket to the game too.
Ticket to the game, bottomless mimosas.
That's worth $105.
So you can get I mean, you can go plenty places around here. It's $15.
Okay,
but you're not at a basketball game either. Right. And regardless of the sport it is, I mean, you're still at a sporting event, sitting in a really good seat, getting all this food and bottomless mimosas.
What do those prices go to if Caitlin Clark's playing?
Yeah. We'll have to look up them if they're playing on a Sunday at the Washington Mystics. But hey, that's called opportunistic marketing.
I think it's very a great play there. I still, if we're asking if I want to do that or not, though, $105. I don't know, man. Jay, where are you at?
I don't know, man. I'm at 105.
You're in Washington, right?
Yeah.
You both.
So I'm not traveling to Washington.
No, you live there.
For this.
You live there. You live there, and maybe you haven't ever been to a WNBA game.
Sure.
It's you and a buddy, or maybe you and a girlfriend, or whatever it may be. And normally, we always go to Sunday brunch, right? We're gonna go spend and we're gonna eat. We'll get the bottomless mimosas, and it's just costing us, $200 for that. It's at a nicer restaurant.
Right.
You hang out for 2 or 3 hours, and you're sloshed with the mimosas when you leave, and hopefully you take an Uber. Or you could go to a basketball game, mix it up a little bit, and spend about the same amount of money, but get a whole other aspect of what that brunch looks like.
I guess I could do it and then just blame the WNBA that I started drinking again.
Damn, WNBA.
They got to bring some entertainment hard. Do these WNBA teams have mascots? I mean, are they throwing free stuff out into the crowd?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they are.
I hope they are, because at that point, that could sell me a little bit. The value becomes $105.
Go to one. Let me know.
Okay.
What about you, Ryan? Where are you at on this?
No, absolutely. If I'm in the area, I like sports, and I would probably go to one regardless, but that would maybe get me there a little sooner, just because I feel like now I'm getting a little more bang for my buck, so to speak. I don't know.
I just
thought it was interesting. Yeah, no, absolutely. I just like to see some of these teams, like I said, leading up to this, they have this opportunity because there's so many eyes on the WNBA right now. So, hey, throw some things out there, get some more engagement going that'll hopefully get you longer lasting fans and create that, comeback, because that's what it's all about. Obviously getting new fans, but keeping people coming back to the games and, maybe buying season ticket packages and that kind of stuff.
Now, if they're having something called Mimosas and Moms a night where, it's
I think if you build it, they will come.
Right. See, now, now we're...
See, you're actively marketing yourself here on the show.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Caitlin Clark, Tiger Woods, thinking about that. There's a lot of there's some similarities there.
Yeah. I'm trying to see how much tickets cost on the regular right now.
Yeah. On a Sunday at home for the Washington, what was the Mystics?
But if you're doing mimosas, it's like a 10 a.m. tip-off or something? Or
probably a noon.
Or noon?
I mean, you can have a mimosa in the afternoon.
I got you.
For the Atlanta Dream, Section 101, row in on a Sunday, 3 o'clock, taking on the Connecticut Sun, $35. I would sit in the I would pay $35. I think that's like my cutoff, though. And that's before all of these fees. So then, therefore.
Yeah, it's probably costing you $50.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got to park.
I think, yeah.
Oh, God.
I would hope free parking.
That's where the
smart,
issue
WNBA.
comes in. Man, these smaller leagues need to figure out ways to do things not like the other leagues.
Yeah.
Don't do them like the NFL and stuff. I know you want all that money and stuff, but there's a reason why you're broke.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you're broke. So make it really affordable. I remember
and then capitalize.
Exactly. When you and this didn't work out for the AFL, so maybe I'm just tripping the Arena Football League. But back in the day,
just that one team, they just told all the players and everybody, we don't have a team anymore.
Oh man,
that's
but the Tampa Bay Lightning, when you would used to go to Tampa Bay Lightning game, there would be sometimes they would be doing a promotion where they would give you free tickets to the Tampa Bay Storm,
little bounce back promotion.
Yeah, exactly. Like things like that. You gotta. I don't know, man, but I would pay $30 to $40 to go to a WNBA game. Anything outside of that, it's like, if I can go to another sport that I really enjoy for around that same price, that knocks you out of the park for me.
Yeah, no, and that's fair, and I don't think we're debating that. But I mean, you give me a courtside ticket, mimosas, chicken and waffles, I'm there.
Yeah,
I'll watch a high school basketball game for that.
Right.
Just kidding. We're raising money for the Booster Club.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it seems like the crowds are bigger and there's more energy than previous years. So I feel like it's coming around. But again, you got to capitalize on the now, because who knows how long that now lasts. But there's some good things going on.
Sounds like it.
Saw that Front Office Sports does a great job with their account with a lot of different cool things when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, But yeah, I liked your tip of the week, Jay.
Thank you. And so often I'll throw in a good one. But
you can't do it every week. If you did it every week, then that would be too easy.
Started reading last night Tiger Woods' How I Play Golf. So there may be some content from How I Play Golf, the Tiger Woods book from 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was a ways back.
I mean, he's got a lot on arousal performance.
Well, this was prior to this was prior to I think Earl passing, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because Earl's the first 3 or 4 pages is nothing but Earl talking about training a tiger,
the little forward, as they call it.
Yeah.
But the arousal performances in his sequel to that.
Hadn't quite got there in his life yet, but it's coming in that book at some point, I'm sure. Well, no, this was pre all this. This is nothing but just golf.
No, I know. That's why I said the sequel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, you do that.
Fix a window from an eye.
You do that event you want to do. There might be some arousal performance there.
There you go.
Sure.
There you go.
But you are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. When we get back, I want to talk about the highest paid sports in the world, some major updates on the EA College Football 25, and depending on how we go, maybe get into the mascots and what they're getting paid. You're listening to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820.
You owe the IRS back taxes, and dealing with the IRS stresses you out. Fortunately, IRS Problem Relief can help you resolve back taxes and represent you to the IRS so you don't have to face them alone. Last year, IRS Problem Relief saved clients drowning in tax debt. And IRS Problem Relief is a local company right here in Panama City, not some 800 number where you can never talk to the same person twice. Put those problems behind you so you can focus on moving forward. Call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief, 850-784-8176. For a free consultation, call Edward Corey with IRS Problem Relief. It's 850-784-8176 or visit irsproblemrelief.com.
You hear it first. Sports talk right now. Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I know it seems a bit overwhelming at first.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
Something makes me think you'll get used to it.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay, I'll give you $50 right now if you can tell me the name of the song.
It don't even sound like a song.
It is. I know. I don't remember what it is, but I know what it gets to.
It sounds like I'm in an elevator.
The $50 went out the window.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that song. Maroon 5? Or no?
But it's named, the band is named after an animal, and so is the song.
Ooh, come on, you got this.
The song is named after something that we just don't got too much of anymore. At least we don't see.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I can't. I'm drawing.
Owl City Fireflies. Yeah.
Firefly. I knew the name of that.
It made me think of where I thought of. I've been thinking about playing this all day today because when you showed me that John Boy breakdown of the ejection and the manager Shoemaker comes out of the dugout, he's like, he's doing his best impersonation of an owl right now. Who?
And I didn't even know Alan sent that this morning, and I was like, I never followed that account, but they're awesome.
The John Boy breakdowns, talking baseball in general, is the head account, but John Boy got it all started, and he does breakdowns like that all the time, and he does a really good job of lip reading. I mean, if he's wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah, because I mean, you just, and there's some funny ones too where you see they take the talking and they put different words, but it looks like what they're saying.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah, now what he's doing looks spot on, but that was a wild sequence, that's for sure. All right, Jay, what do you want to do? Highest paid sports in the world, mascots being paid, what they get paid, the highest paid mascots in pro sports, major updates to EA College Football 25.
Ooh, man, these are great. Mascots. I am interested.
All right, we kind of foreshadowed it a little bit at the beginning of the show. This is from Marca.com. I think it's a non-American. There's a lot of Spanish here on this site, but it's the
We're
incredible.
always learning.
Well, and I saw this on Instagram, but I didn't believe it. So then I had to do some research before I talked about it to make sure it was accurate. But it proves that it is. The incredible salaries of mascots in the United States uncovered. The top earns over $500,000. Gosh. The average salary earned by these professionals, however, though, is $65,000 per year. But really, that's not bad. You get to go around and hang out with the teams. You're always, you got to have a tolerance to being hot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some technology that goes into this stuff. But in any country, and even more so in the United States, every child's dream is becoming a big sports star. However, after discovering this information, many may want to rethink their future. According to the grueling truth, the mascots of the major leagues in the North American country are earning an average of $65,000 per year.
Dream big, baby.
Dream big. To get get an idea, the salary is much higher than what a teacher, $57,600, and a policeman, $63,600. Yeah, that is extremely sad. And a firefighter, $65,800, and a journalist, $56,700. I'm good with the journalist, but all the other ones, I mean,
journalists, you're right there on par. Everyone else actually does jobs that are more meaningful than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, especially. I mean, the police, firefighters, and teachers. I mean, that's, teachers especially. I mean, without teachers, the whole country would just fall apart.
Without teachers, we'd need more police and firefighters.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But the Denver Nuggets, the reigning NBA champion, have their ranks with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon, and Rocky, the mountain lion. The Nuggets mascot is the highest paid in the United States with a salary of $625,000 annually, Jay. That's $52,000 every month.
I'm searching this up. This is crazy.
$52,000 a month. Is that for just during season, or is that's just what it breaks down to? Is $52,000?
I think that's what it breaks down to, and I don't know how he's paid. If he's paid monthly, bi-weekly, or just gets I doubt it's an annual check. Well, it's the NBA. You never know.
I tried to get Rocky to go snowboarding with me, and maybe he has some sort of an accident. Then I just turned into Rocky, $52K a month.
If you're Rocky, I'd be watching my back walking out of the Nuggets state. Well, now they're done, but you got to be careful because that's a good point. Somebody just steals the outfit and the rest is history. Well, you'd have to somehow get the paycheck too. But.
I'm intrigued. I actually Googled this up. It's because of its over-the-top stunts that he pulls off during the game. So he's got an A game. He's just not clapping. I mean,
no, you're not just out there doing the rah. You got to do, like Dave was saying earlier. You got to get out there, halftime shows, dunks, promos, all that stuff. You got to know what you're doing, and you got to do that in a mascot outfit.
And you can't make kids cry.
No.
That's true.
No,
imagine if you're just rude to only kids.
Walk around knocking kids.
Yeah, right.
That would be a funny mascot.
Currently, the minimum league salary set by the NBA, which usually applies to rookie players, is just over $900,000 per year. Therefore, Rocky is not far from what a rookie on his team earns. The top 5 here, Jay, in all professional sports, 4 are from the NBA. There's 1 that's from another sport. As we mentioned, Rocky the Mountain Lion, that's the Denver Nuggets in the NBA, $625,000 a year. Guess who's number 2? It's an NBA team.
So that is an NBA team.
Number 2 and 3 are NBA teams. I just don't know how you would ever guess this without any hints, because when I saw this, I was surprised. But it probably goes back to what you just said with Rocky. He's doing he or she is doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
I'm going to go with the Bull.
The Bull is the 3rd one.
Okay.
That's good. Benny the Bull, he makes he or she makes $400,000 a year. Number 2 on this list.
I mean, I'm thinking the team's got to be doing good, so I'm going Celtics.
No, the team is not doing good. The team actually got the number 1 pick in the NBA draft this year.
Okay. I know who it is.
Yeah.
You know who it is?
The Hawks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at you remembering something from more than a week ago.
Right.
Yes. Harry the Hawk gets $600,000 a year to be the mascot of the Atlanta Hawks.
Harry the Hawk. What a name.
Maybe they should take some of that and invest it into their players.
That's not a bad idea. Like, you're a rookie on the team, as you just mentioned, and they're almost like, make a little bit less than the mascot does. You go to dinner with the mascot, like, hey, this on you, brother.
Can you pick this one up, Harry? Like, look, I'm tight. You've been doing this for a while. That's wild, though. I never would have thought. I mean, and I know cheerleaders don't get paid anything, and I really had no idea about this whole mascot thing, but it does make sense. The NBA, they bring in a ton of money, and I guess maybe that ROI on that $600,000 apparently is better than $600,000, because that's an insane amount of money to pay a mascot.
I got a feeling he's got a lot of off-court responsibilities. I feel like he's probably everywhere.
For $600,000 a year, I'm sure. When they tell you to be somewhere, you're going to be.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I'm with Jay though. I would have figured that the team's success would kind of correlate to how much the mascot's getting paid. The fact that you got the Bulls and the Hawks up there at 2 and 3, maybe y'all need to rethink things, man.
Yeah.
But as long as they're selling tickets and the people are paying money, then I guess, hey, like you said, the ROI, baby.
I just like imagining the people behind the mascot, and you've got them envisioned, and you're thinking it's like, all right, this is probably like some 22-year-old girl or something. They pull the hat off, and it's like some 60-year-old guy.
I've never imagined that behind the mask of a mascot is some beautiful 22-year-old girl. Kind of imagine like a 30 to 45-year-old man, probably not even a 45-year-old man, definitely not a 60-year-old man doing some of the things out there that they're able to do. But yeah, I like that though. So I'm gonna start changing my impression of mascots. I'll be thinking, hey, that could be a 22-year-old young lady.
You never know.
You never know. You keep dreaming, Jay. Keep dreaming.
Yep. Like, let's take a picture together. Take your mask off.
Break that fourth wall. I was trying to look up while y'all were talking, like, how does one become Harry the Hawk? Like, did you have to be a mascot at high school? Did you have to be a mascot in college? Like, is there a natural progression, or can you just apply and you do the interview or the work, whatever it is, and you get it?
I'm pretty sure you have to go to the zoo and be an intern for a little while and follow the animal that it is that
stay
you're
with a
trying
red-tailed
to
hawk for at least a year.
Yeah.
Stay in the habitat, eat their food, all that.
Did y'all see that Sports Center commercial of Josh Allen, like kind of staying around the stadium?
Yes,
like
with the heart. Yeah, you sit. Yeah, no, that
was a sweet hard hat. It looked like a hockey helmet.
It did, but I mean, there's got to be some kind of crazy thing, because if you're making that much, there's people wanting that job. I'm sure there's, and I'll try to find more. But yeah,
I'm sure the organization is behind these like glass windows that you can't see through, and like the basketball players are probably like, I like that guy. Like I don't know.
Basketball players have parts of.
I'm sure they got a.
Hey, do you know how to tell the difference between a reflective mirror and a two-way mirror?
Reflective mirror. That's what I'm talking. No.
If you put your thumb up against a mirror and it touches, that's a two-way mirror. You can see through it. But if you put your thumb up against the mirror and there's a space, that means it's a true mirror.
No way.
Swear to God.
TikTok, baby.
He's part of the FBI.
No, it's been around for a long time. We've watched a lot of like Dateline and that kind of stuff. So have you. And that's a hotel trick. That now they got all the things where you got all these hidden cameras in hotel rooms and all that stuff. And they say there was something, I forget what it is now, but like if you shine a light and like you see like a green or red light or something along those lines in like vents and stuff like that.
Turn off all the lights in the hotel room type deal. Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to see me that bad, just take a peek.
I'll sign up for the hotel rooms with cameras. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. It's called OnlyFans. Or Only Cans.
Only rooms.
Oh, man. All right. He already got number 3, Benny the Bull, $400,000. The fifth one is another NBA one at $200,000. This one, I can...
The Raptor.
No, not the Raptor, but I can remember seeing this one growing up. It just seemed to be more prevalent, and I don't know why. Maybe because of Charles Barkley and all those guys.
Phoenix Suns?
Yes.
Ooh.
Go the Gorilla. I can remember the gorilla doing the dunks and the trampoline and all that stuff. $200,000 for Go the Gorilla.
That's probably the best name so far to this point.
Yeah.
Well, Rocky's not bad because of the Rocky Mountains. I have no idea about Harry the Hawk. I think they just wanted to have alliteration or whatever.
Yeah.
You got 2 letters.
Catchy.
Catchy, which I'm all about that. And then Benny the Bull. Why Benny? Who knows? But whatever.
Hey, it's the same reason it's Harry the Hawk.
There you go.
Benny the Bull.
Go the Gorilla, though. I like that one.
He looks like Harry the Henderson. Harry and the Hendersons.
What an underrated movie that was.
Yeah.
He sits in the car and he puts a huge dent up the top.
Right.
Do you know what sport has the number 4 in the top 5 mascots?
NFL?
No. NFL is actually the lowest in all of this.
NHL?
Nope.
MLB?
Yes.
MLB.
NHL has
Philly the Fanatic, right?
No, it's not Philly the Fanatic as far as highest paid.
Yeah.
But another team that's been around for a long time.
Yankees?
Nope. Because the Yankees, yes. Did the Yankees even have a mascot?
That's when you first said that.
Wally the Green Monster.
No way.
He gets paid he or she, your 22-year-old girl, she gets paid $250,000 a year. Wally the Green Monster.
Does that only have the top 5 there? Because I would love to know where the Fanatic ranks.
Yes, it only has the top 5, unfortunately. And I think it drops down pretty significantly after that. Among the top 5 mascots to earn the most money in the United States, there is an intruder who does not belong in the NBA. Wally the Green Monster, he represents the Boston Red Sox of the MLB and earns a salary of $250,000. Wally is by far the most valuable mascot in the MLB, and his salary relative to that of the other teams is exorbitant. So apparently he gets paid way more, especially those compared to who earn the least. These are the mascots, not surprising, of the Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays, and Oakland Athletics, all whom earn a salary of $65,000 per year.
So I'm seeing here that they even put his name out there, Tom Burgoyne, the Phillies mascot. I don't know when this article's from, so it might not be him anymore, but he makes $600 an hour. Salary hasn't been reported, but $600 an hour. Jay's like, I'm done teaching. So Bay Point, hire me as a mascot.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, right?
Yeah, we can't pay that, though.
But what if the not the green fees, but people just start coming?
Yeah, hey, if there's
played on a golf course with a mask.
Now talk about marketing. Like, come up with a mascot at a golf course and have that person just go around and just kind of like
with the signs and spinning the signs.
Yeah, or just be talking trash to people, kind of like at Dirty Dick. Is it Dirty Dick's?
Yeah, Last Resort.
Whatever. Yeah.
Or be like, here, I'll take a drive for you, and just absolutely mess their drive up.
Right. That would go well. But hey, you never know. You never know. Yeah. The NFL, now that it's fashionably just days, but this was an article from earlier this year, has not yet caught mascot fever. Rowdy, who represents the Dallas Cowboys, is the highest paid with a salary of just $65,000 per year. In other words, the lowest paid MLB mascot earns more than the highest paid NFL mascot. You wouldn't think so, but the NFL is also not really a private equity league, but they're looking to change that as well, Jay Henley. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive. When we get back, we haven't done an afternoon delight debrief in quite some time. Feels like I haven't done one since Monday for me anyway. Yeah. We'll dive into that when we get back. Don't forget Max Staver coming up at 12:20 with QB Vision. You're listening to the Inside Drive. We shall be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is celebrating 7 years of broadcasting history by giving you a chance to win the Atlanta Braves 7-year send-off.
That is gone!
Starting Monday, June 3rd. Listen weekdays at 7:40, 12:40, and 5:40 to qualify for the grand prize. 2 amazing tickets in the Xfinity Club to see the Atlanta Braves Saturday, September 7th versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Plus hotel and spending cash from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind around 10 miles per hour coming out of the south-southwest and the high of 84. Tonight, look for a light breeze and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 74. Tomorrow, a high around 83 and mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 85 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello, this is Rick Vossen with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Do you suffer from political talk radio fatigue? Then tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 in Panama City and Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Inside.Drive. You can download a free mobile app. Where, Jay?
Google Play or Apple Store.
Just search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And if you need to, you can always go to ESPNPC.com. Find out all of our great promotions, all the shows, all of our awesome sponsors, as well as a little listen live button that you can click should you not have the app or access to your radio, but you just want to use a browser. We appreciate all of our listeners out there, no doubt about that. We also appreciate our studio sponsor, and that's Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. They got tons of vehicles in stock. If you haven't driven by there recently, you need to, because they have everything you could possibly want. They also do express service, regular service, tires at cost, one-off brand new vehicles. I don't know if anybody's bought it yet. They probably have, but that Hummer EV that they just brought in was looking pretty spectacular all there right at Bill Kramer GM. And of course, right on the other corner, you've got Kramer Marine and Outdoor. They're a Yamaha outboard full line dealer. They have a Yamaha Master Certified Mechanic on staff. They sell Seabourn, Spider, Sundance, and Skeeter. You can check out all of that new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. Next 10 days look spectacular. Going to be a little warm, so you might as well get out there on your boat. Go out there and do some fishing, hang out on Shell Island, go out and spend some time on the beach. And if your boat's not working, you need to get it fixed. And there's only one place to go. That is KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. Excuse me. If you can't go there, they'll come to you. They'll get your boat fixed up. If they can't get it fixed up where you're at, they'll bring it back to the dealership and get you back out on the water ASAP. That's all at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. You can call the car dealership at 850-250-1403 or give Kramer Marine and Outdoor a call at 850-851-0453. Both of those places, they'll make it easy. And what, Jay?
They'll take good care of you.
Great care. That's Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. All right, Jay, you got one? You want me to kick this thing off?
Just found one, but you go on ahead.
All right, I'll start us off with this one. This was from InterestingEngineering.com, and this was actually from back in February. It was the world's longest 26-foot long anaconda discovered in the Amazon, says reports. Researchers believe this new species has existed for a long time, but we just didn't know about it until now. 4 researchers, along with famous TV wildlife presenter Professor Frick Vonk, have discovered in the Amazon what they are calling a new species of snake. They revealed in a new study that the renowned green anaconda, often depicted in movies and tales as a colossal serpent, in fact is made up of 2 distinct species. The giant northern anaconda has eluded documentation until recently, when it was stumbled upon during a National Geographic expedition. The green anacondas that occur in the northern part of their range in South America, including Venezuela, Suriname, and French Guiana, turn out to be completely different species, wrote Fong in an Instagram post. While visually similar, the genetic disparity between the 2 species amounts to a 5.5% substantial contrast. To contextualize, Fong said the genetic difference between humans and chimpanzees is 2%, highlighting the magnitude of this discrepancy. Big snake anaconda. The newly discovered species of anaconda has been named Inuctix acamia, because the Latin name is important for you. The difference from one we already knew called Eunectis murinus, acama, means big snake in indigenous language in the northern South America. That's why I couldn't pronounce it. The researchers indicate the northern green anaconda diverged from its southern counterpart approximately 10 million years ago. I don't know how they know that, but apparently they do. The researchers believe this new species existed for a long time. We just didn't know about it until now. Vonk, clearly an adventure junkie, also uploaded a video of swimming along the biggest snake he's ever seen in his life, 8 meters long and weighing over 200 kilograms. It just so happened that the discovery was made while filming the National Geographic Disney Plus series Pole to Pole, featuring actor Will Smith. The co-author of the study, Brian Fry, told The Independent that there are anecdotal reports from the indigenous people that have seen the anacondas measuring over 7.5 meters, weighing around 400 or 500 kilograms. But that's just why they are anecdotes. They haven't been documented. The study looked at different types of anacondas in South America, which super diverse, lots of plants and animals, making it a great place for studying diversity and protecting nature. But figuring out exactly how many species live there is tricky because some look the same but are genetically different, while others look different but aren't genetically different enough to be a separate species. Anacondas, these big water snakes, are a good example. They are known for 4 types, with the biggest one being called a green anaconda, living most in South America, but there are also smaller ones with different names like the Beni anaconda or the dark spotted anaconda. Some of these anacondas live in the same areas that might even mate together. People don't sometimes hunt for them for their medicine or clothes, but we don't know enough about their populations. The study suggests that the different anaconda species may have evolved into the changes because of changes in South America's landscape millions of years ago. These changes created separate habitats for the anacondas, leading to the formation of different species. The study, which has been published in the journal Diversity, also highlights the need for more research to fully understand the diversity of anacondas and their study of genes and where they live. There's one thing I know, that if you ain't got buns, these anacondas don't want nothing.
There you go.
Baby got that.
My anaconda don't. My anaconda don't.
You just keep it going. We'll just finish the segment with you singing that song. I pretty much just I read that entire article so I could say that at the end.
Right.
And that was pretty much it.
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
26
feet.
That's the only thing I got out of that whole story. I was just baffled by 26 feet of anaconda.
Absolutely. Weighing, what was it, over 200 pounds?
Yikes.
And they just jump in there and swim along with it? Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Anaconda?
Oh, yeah.
I've watched that a bunch of times.
I feel like Samuel Jackson's in that one.
No.
Or no, that's Snake. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it was
Snake on a plane.
yeah. No, it was the one guy who was in it was Mr. Homolka, right? He was also in Congo, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna look up the cast of it.
But Anaconda was kind of like but low budget film a little bit.
No, I mean it had J-Lo and Ice Cube.
Oh,
in it.
never mind.
Ice Cube is who you were trying to get there. It had Owen Wilson in it, John Voight, Jennifer Lopez.
That's
like
big
that's
time.
star-studded.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It was
man.
sad though. That was Owen Wilson kind of right in the beginning. He was the one that they had to do the I forget what that's called when they break your airway so you can breathe. A trachea or a tracheotomy. Yes, a trach. Yes, he was the one on. I believe. No, that might have been Eric Stoltz. Owen was more active in that movie.
Now, is Anaconda the one that wraps around you and squeezes you to death?
I think all constrictor snakes do that.
Do they?
Whether it's an anaconda, a boa constrictor, many snakes just do. I mean, they don't have arms or legs, so they have to do something to hold on.
Have you ever had any pet snakes?
No.
Oh,
I've held a bunch of snakes. Killed a few too, but those were all venomous snakes.
I was at a pet store over the last weekend, and
of course you were.
Yeah, they were like $1,200 for a snake.
Hey, I saw this. I saw this on. It was social media for sure, and it was a body cam of a Florida wildlife. I don't know if it was Florida, but it was one of the wildlife officers, and they were raiding like a warehouse that had all of these different exotic pets, and there was one particular snake that the officers thought was illegal, and they killed that snake. And the babies were worth like $100,000 a piece or something like that.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. I'm supposedly, I don't know what happened, but they said they were going to make it right.
Boom.
Yeah, because they were like, no, you can't have it. You can't have it. And then they killed the snake. And the one guy in there, like the owner wasn't in there yet. And the one guy was in there. Said, what do you do? He was freaking out because the value of these baby snakes was so much.
Yeah.
Did they let the babies live? Or?
I don't know. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if they cut the snake open and tried to. I don't know how it works. Don't they lay eggs?
Yeah. Well, I think there's different types of.
Some do live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I think.
We have dogs, right? I mean, I've got a golden retriever. If my
snake
dog,
food, by the way.
If my dog's having a bad day, I think she's gonna go lay in the corner and just kind of pout or whatever.
Maybe TT on your floor, or poop on your pillow.
Like a
depends
snake,
on the spite level.
A snake, I feel like if he's having a bad day, that joker gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
I've seen things on social media before as well where and I don't know the validity of this at all, but the snake will like lay in bed with the person or whatever and size up the person to know how much room they need to be able to eat them. So I don't know.
I've seen that too. I saw a video recently of a lady was taking a snake out and how you doing? It was a bigger size anaconda or boa constrictor, whatever it may be, and He bit on, latched on, and I don't know if they were able to ever get him off. Or her off.
Why I can't own a snake again, because it's like, if you get an animal, you need to keep that animal for the longevity of its life.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to own something that's bigger than me.
Yeah.
No, if I can't throw you down, like if you're trying to hurt me and I can't take you out, because that's end of the day, bro, that's what my life is more important than yours. I don't care what other people say or whatever.
That's a very simple, fundamental way to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
So you come at me, bro, we're going after it. But I've had a couple of snakes that like eat other snakes and stuff like that. I've also had a fish that would eat snakes.
Wow.
Not snakes, I can't say that. It ate ate a snake one time. So
the fish did?
Yeah, I put it in the fish tank. He just
survival of the fittest.
Well, he ate lizards.
He's a scientist.
He had a Tom Green moment.
It was like one of those ones where I was cutting the yard, and it was like one of those little glass or whatever, and it was not very big at all. And so I was like, I wonder if he'll eat this, because he would eat the crap out of lizards.
Yeah.
When I first put him in the tank, there was a whole bunch of fish. Not very much longer after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack Dempsey cichlid. If you ever want an easy fish to take care of that looks like a little bass in a pond, get you a Jack Dempsey cichlid.
There you go.
Fish.
There you go. And it'll eat your problems too in the yard.
If you catch the problems.
Yeah. was that Road Trip? Was that the movie with him and that snake?
Yeah, it's feeding time.
That's a good little series of events there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mitch, right, was the guy's name?
You said it, Mitch.
Yeah. God, they just don't make movies like that
no, they
anymore.
don't. Good gracious.
Well, I took up 11 plus minutes there, Jay, with my snake story. So what do you got?
Well, I'm probably not going to take 9 minutes here, but how about an 8-year-old gets a pilot's license? 8 years old, but it's not for. I know we've been talking aviation for.
I'm going to guess a UAV license.
Is that what you call the drone license?
Yeah.
8-year-old named
remote pilot's license.
8 years old, and now she is qualified to be a drone videographer.
Yeah.
An Indiana 8-year-old whose drone footage earned her an award at the AZ Drone Fest International Film Festival earned a Guinness World Record as the world's youngest drone videographer. Louisa Royer, an Evansville, Indiana day school third grader, brought her drone along on trips to Europe, Japan, Australia, South Korea, and her teacher encouraged her to submit her footage to film festivals. I asked for a drone as a gift because I love science, she said, and it seemed like a fun way to explore the world from a different viewpoint. Her drone footage earned for the 2023 Best New Drone Pilot Award at the AZ Drone Fest International Film Festival. Understanding how to safely fly the drone in different countries and locations was very tough. You have to be very aware of all your surroundings to avoid airports, obstacles like power lines or trees. Royer said she was watching videos on YouTube when a 13-year-old boy who used drones for mapping inspired her to seek a Guinness World Record title. She was named the world's youngest drone videographer, female, at the age of 8 years old in 258 days.
Good for her.
Wow.
Good for her. It's expired and I haven't renewed it, but I had my remote pilot's license.
Oh, okay.
They are active for every 2 years.
Now, is it like a driver's test? Does somebody come out and like?
No, it's basically you would call it a written test, but it's on a computer.
Oh, okay.
And you have to know, when it comes to airspace classifications and how to read, aviation maps and that kind of stuff. But no, that's awesome. I mean, that kind of stuff 10 years from now, I mean, the drone technology from when I first started flying them to what they're being used for now is insane. They're used for everything. I mean, we talked about it in the AFL. They're using it to follow plays live on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy stuff, but I think everything's going to be remote operated at some point.
Are they is Amazon delivering packages with them?
I think in certain areas, more highly populated areas, city areas.
Seems like they would start that in rural areas first, but
probably not the bang for the buck.
Probably.
If you're in a rural area, how many packages you're going to deliver in, 15 square miles.
True.
Versus if you go to, in Atlanta, certain areas, how many packages are you delivering in, 1 square mile?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just speculation.
But interesting, though, they get smarter and smarter each and every year.
That's right. And good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some I've been following one golf guy, Evan Schiller. He's been doing it for a while, and just the stuff he captures is absolutely beautiful. I mean, and that's really one of the things we kind of I take for granted anyway on watching sports is now we have all this live drone coverage. We see it on the golf. We see it on the major championships. We see it, in every sport now, and I think it's pretty cool. It adds a different perspective to the golf courses, to whatever we're watching, and the various different things. So, but yeah. So she took it all around the world and was submitting some content to film festivals, huh?
That's it. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
It is good stuff. Let me see if I can find one more. Oh, yeah. You stole it from UPI.com, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah,
see,
I did. Yeah.
We've been talking about that website for months.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's okay. There's a good one right below it.
Perfect.
And this is right up David's alley because he had mentioned this particular animal recently. This is from May 23rd. This is from earlier today. It's again from UPI.com. Escaped kangaroo found wandering near Texas neighborhood.
Let's go.
I know. That's your favorite.
Oh, man.
Somebody get David a dang kangaroo.
If we can have him here in Florida, I would love that, man.
We may not be allowed
my personal
to.
bodyguard, bro. I would get down and beat down at the beaches and just let the kangaroo go.
Yeah.
Aren't those things bigger than you are, though?
Well, but
they can be. Yeah.
I'm gonna take very good care of him, and he'll probably knock me out a few times. It'll be all right though.
Kangaroo's waking up in the morning, pumping iron,
pumping me.
Yeah.
He'll be lifting me up, bench pressing.
The thing is, that's probably not that far-fetched.
No.
You could probably get that kangaroo to do a nice workout regimen.
Back to it being bigger than me, that would be tough. Yeah.
Little Joeys.
big
I climb in its pouch. I'm cold.
Yeah, just cursing everybody like, come on. And then he drops you off and runs away. And you're like, oh, no, crap.
Dude, that would be so funny seeing a kangaroo with a smaller person in the pouch.
That'd be good.
Here we go now.
Mini me.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened.
Yeah.
I don't think the inside of the pouch though is like a velvety, comfortable thing. I think it's like, skin and the inside of a kangaroo. Probably not what everybody thinks it is. But anyway, May 23rd, police in Lufkin, Texas were called to an unusual situation when a kangaroo escaped from its owner's home and went wandering the neighborhood. David's like, if it's not legal in Florida, I'm moving to Texas tomorrow just so I can get a kangaroo.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
Police shared the audio of a call from a resident who spotted the Australian animal hopping in the middle of Fuller Springs Drive. The audio was accompanied by a dashboard camera footage of the marsupial speeding across the road. Police say the kangaroo was safely returned to its owner. The owner told the police the marsupial went missing after her husband accidentally left the gate open. It's just like having a dog. You can't leave the gate open if the dog's known to escape.
Right?
And with a kangaroo, you probably got to have a little bit taller fences, huh?
Yeah. It's like deer, but with a kangaroo. Why? You need a 12-foot fence? Why is that? I got a kangaroo.
Right.
What would you name a kangaroo if you had one?
Oh, that's tough. Jay?
Oh, I don't know.
Hops.
Yeah.
Hops.
Hobby.
Not hoppy, hops.
Hops,
Kinda
just hops.
It'd be like the little play on, barley and whatnot.
Yeah.
Hops for beer. And
Plus the jumping abilities.
Yep.
Let me look up. Can you have a kangaroo in Florida?
Ain't no way.
Texas, you can.
It's Florida.
Hey, Texas, you can do anything, man.
That's true.
We could petition.
Yes. You can have a kangaroo as a pet in Florida.
Just got to have a special.
If you have a wildlife as a personal pet permit and meet specific maintenance requirements.
Like a closed gate.
Yes. Yeah. However, the permit does not allow you to take your kangaroo in public. You can't just.
That would ruin the whole point of it.
That's the whole reason you want it. You don't want to just hang out with it and keep it alive. You want to take it
I do want
places.
to keep it alive, but I want to go walking around Pier Park like, hey, mess with me, brother.
Yep. Kangaroos are native to Australia. Yeah, we know that. And can weigh almost 200 pounds and grow almost 6 feet tall.
Hey, so look.
You're right there.
You're right there. You're right there.
I just need to gain about 30, 40 pounds, man.
But your eye level. You're right there looking at them.
I still wouldn't take my hands against kangaroo, though.
No, they got fast hands, that's for sure. Florida does not allow native wild animals, including injured, abandoned, or orphaned ones, to be kept as pets. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation, also known as the FWC, also considers some animals to be Class 1 wildlife, which means they are a potential or real threat to human safety and cannot be owned as pets. Real quick, some of those include cheetahs, cougars, lions, snow leopards, tigers, crocodiles, except dwarf and Congo, and baboons. No baboons, Jay.
They look rabid to me. I don't know why.
Kangaroos?
Yeah, they have like this very small head.
Baboons, that would have made much more sense.
Yeah. They have this small head and like this huge body. It's weird.
Yeah. They got a big old tail, too.
That huge tail.
That tail is important to them. If they didn't have that tail, they'd fall over backwards.
For balance.
Yeah, rhythm and balance.
Right.
All right, when we get back, we're going to be joined by Max Stavers, the owner-operator of QB Vision, talking about the Elite QB Retreat that we're going to be a part of next Friday over there at the Emerald Coast Middle School. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is celebrating 7 years of broadcasting history by giving you a chance to win the Atlanta Braves 7-year send-off.
That is gone!
Starting Monday, June 3rd. Listen weekdays at 7:40, 12:40, and 5:40 to qualify for the grand prize. 2 amazing tickets in the Xfinity Club to see the Atlanta Braves Saturday, September 7th versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Plus hotel and spending cash from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny the rest of the day with temps near 84 and a wind 8 to 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a light breeze and a temperature of 74. About the same tomorrow, around 83 with mostly sunshine and a wind coming out of the south-southwest at 7 miles per hour. Mostly sunny Saturday and very warm around 85. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover the new Kia during the Summer Sticker Sales event going on now at Bill Bird Kia. Our SUV family is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sorento or a new 2024 Kia Sportage. You get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Now enjoy the view this summer because the road is yours in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sorento or new 2024 Kia Sportage with $2,165 per month per 1,000 financed and 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/8/24.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, Farm to Radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now we have one of our good friends on the line. That is Max Staver. He's the owner, lead coach of QB Vision. And we're going to be hanging out with them next Friday at their Elite QB Retreat down here on the Gulf Coast over there at Emerald Coast Middle School. And myself and a couple other kids on the flag football team will take part in the QB Next the next 2 days as well. Coach Max, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. Looking forward to hanging out with you next Friday. And it looks like the weather is warming up just in time for a lot of your awesome QBs to come down and enjoy the beautiful beaches we have down here. And, of course, learn and get better as well. I know we don't have a full segment with you, so I want to bounce through some stuff here pretty quick. But for those who have not been on with us before while we've had you on, just tell everybody about what QB Vision is and what you guys do real fast.
Yeah, we're a quarterback training development company covering all aspects of the position from a physical, mental, and cognitive standpoint. We have branches in, I believe, now 4 or 5 different states and, about 8 different locations. We're rapidly growing and expanding, but that's a general rundown, not necessarily a camp organization, but, maybe next year we'll kind of delve into that where we can kind of showcase our product and what we do on a little bit more of a national scale, kind of similar to what we're doing next week with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you had mentioned your different branches and locations. You guys just opened up a new one kind of up there in the Florence, Alabama, Tupelo, Mississippi area, correct?
That's right. Yeah, one of our former quarterbacks was a really talented high school player, played at MTSU and played at North Alabama, former Division I guy. And so he knows our system really well. It always helps when you have a former quarterback of yours, be the one to drive a program and kind of direct things because they already know our system very well.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to be opening that probably in the next 3 weeks and have things kick off.
Man, that's awesome. Congratulations. I mean, and you guys really focus, and we've had you on the show before. I've been a part of your camps, and it's not just another camp where you're doing drills and stuff, but it's the whole package, and you guys dub it developing the advanced quarterback. And you've got the elite retreat coming up next weekend. We're going to be there on Friday from 11 to 1. But tell everybody what this elite retreat does for the quarterbacks that are in your program.
Yeah, and it's similar to what you said, right? I think what parents and athletes experience in the camp world is, stations and rotations and drill work. I think what they're going to experience with what we do is the drill scaffolding and layering, the complexity of the drill to make it as relative as possible. And what I mean is, yes, there are some aspects of this position of the sport that are pre-planned. Obviously pre-snap, you have your motion shifts, protections, your concepts called out, but then we all really live in a post-snap world. And that post-snap world is a world of 1.5 to 2.3 seconds. And so the element of reactionary-based drill work, whether it's visual cue downfield, reading a high-low inside-out defender, or it's a pocket movement to the natural collapsing and folding of the pocket, we try to simulate all of those elements in every drill that we do. Because I think that's what's most relative to this position versus just taking a standard 3 or 5 step drop and throwing to a guy or doing a standard drill, which again, those have their place in this field. But I think as often as we possibly can, put them in a fast-paced, a fast decision world, and make them make decisions on almost every drill and rep that they get.
Well, and that's exactly what they have to do. And the more y'all work on this, the more when they're in a game scenario, it's just going to come naturally to them because, arguably you could say playing quarterback is one of the hardest positions in any sport to play. But like you said, it's about your reactionary time. It's how fast you can process information, how fast you can get the ball out. And every one of the things that y'all are working on are those situations so that when they get into the games and they're in those pressure situations, it's something they've been working on and they've done it so many times that it just happens without having to think about it.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, especially this position, but the game of football compared to a lot of other sports, there truly is, of any sport, I believe, the most cognitive workload in the sports world. Whereas baseball, hockey, basketball, yes, you have your plays, and I'm sure that, and I don't know a whole lot about those, but they have their time and place for their complexities of their plays, but literally it relies on 11 men doing their job in that world, and then not only knowing your assignment pre-snap, but how that assignment can change post-snap based upon what happens and what you're looking for. So, yeah, absolutely. Anytime we can make them make decisions or put them in a reactionary world, that's going to benefit them versus everything being pre-planned.
Yeah, no, it's great stuff. Great stuff. And we're very excited to hang out with you guys next Friday as well. We'll be making the trip over here from Panama City Beach, and we'll be rocking and rolling in the ESPN van and look forward to talking to some of the amazing athletes you're going to have at this QB Vision camp. I know you don't have a ton of time left, but I did want to ask you this one thing because it's kind of the crazy world, and even when you were coming up through college and everything and making it to the pros, how much things have changed. But what is the biggest challenge you see in the world we live in now with up-and-coming quarterbacks? Obviously, there's so much talent out there, but what separates the kids that, not only that you work with, but the ones that go on to have success, who have the talent but have that extra thing, versus the ones who have the talent but maybe are missing that other work ethic or whatever it may be? I mean, with social media and just the NIL, there's so much other things going on now. What are some of the biggest challenges you see for these quarterbacks that are ready to take that jump to the next level?
Yeah, I think some of it's DNA-based, especially in the recruiting world. Obviously, you can't control your height, but you can control how much effort you're putting into your balance, your agility, your mobility, your speed, performance, and explosion training. The best of the best are going to be naturally gifted with hand size, height, wingspan, all those things that, again, you just can't coach. But I would say if there's any kind of piece of advice outside of the physical skill set of a quarterback, it's going to be what is your physical development as an athlete outside of that? Because they're looking for the guys that run, 4.5s and 4.6s and can extend plays. And so I think that truly is a great separator. Obviously, throwing the football, everybody can snap it at the next level. As modern biomechanics have improved, we're relying a little bit less on height because now you have guys who are 5'10" that can snap it with a 6'7" guy. Obviously, levers are incredibly important, and longer levers can give you an advantage. However, there's a trade-off. And so my encouragement to younger quarterbacks, or maybe quarterbacks that aren't getting looked at, or maybe a little bit shorter in stature, is your athletic ability, but more importantly, how critical your biomechanics need to be, and that the processing speeds. Whereas the taller quarterbacks, yes, you're gifted naturally with your height, and that's a bonus. But then, what's the trade-off of your athleticism versus your height? And so that's always a conversation to be had in this sport. So, from a work ethic standpoint, that truly is the one non-negotiable. And I think a lot of guys think they know what hard work is. And then when they get to the next level and they see that, there's 20 to 25 hours a week of film review plus classes plus 10 to 15 hours of practice, 8 hours of lift, and then trying to fit in your personal time at the highest levels, a lot of guys aren't ready to make that jump in commitment because they quickly find out how much of a commitment it takes to play at that high of a level for a sport and position that demand this much.
Yeah, absolutely. I liken, we're obviously very golf-centric here on the Inside Drive. Me and Jay have been in the golf business our entire lives. And I kind of liken the quarterback position a little bit to like playing golf. You have the physical, if you're 6'3", you got your wingspan is longer than that. You've got longer levers. Your arc is longer. You can create more leverage and power. But, if you don't have that mental side and the work ethic and all those things, you're not going to achieve the best you can. And I think there's a little bit, obviously, the cognitive side in golf, you kind of almost want to shut off your brain because it gets in the way when you're trying to play at a high level versus being a quarterback. You need that to be just firing as fast as you can and not even thinking about anything. But, there's the mechanics, the rotation, the way the hips separate from the shoulders. Those are a lot of things that are very similar to golf. And I think that's why you see a lot of quarterbacks that have been successful at or good golf players as well, because those mechanics can be a little bit similar.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell my guys, if you want to, I don't know that golf, if you're a very good golfer, it can be, a fun, challenging thing. If you're not so good, sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, kind of like fishing, right? They say,
yeah.
Fishing is the most relaxing thing you can do, but at the same time, it can be frustrating. But I'll encourage my guys, if you're going to get away from football, play your other sports, but golf is something to be considered because, it is fun for the most part.
Lower your expectation.
If you're not as good. But yeah, it's rotationally focused and a little bit more laid back, and so it's kind of a way to escape, but also have some relativity to what you do as well in your sport.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's been, Tony Romo is one guy that comes to mind. Some baseball pitchers as well. You've got some similarities when it comes to the way mechanics work there as well.
You're standing perpendicular to your target. I mean, there's a lot of,
Yep.
That's interesting.
Absolutely. And I didn't really realize that. I've taught golf my whole life, not since I've been at Bay Point, but since I've kind of been getting into the football world a little bit more, and I watch a lot of stuff. I'm like, man, golf, your hips in golf and your balance, the way you finish, your hands, kind of leading a little bit. And it's crazy how much that rotational sports are very similar. Hey, Max, one last question for you, then we'll let you go. Not only do you have the Elite QB Retreat coming up here in next weekend, but you also have the thing you guys call QB Next. Now that's geared towards more the up and coming quarterback, maybe some of the younger guys. That's a program that anybody can really get involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. The QB Next, specifically for this event, is just a challenge. But I think we're going to get to the point where our younger program is going to grow to the point where we may have to separate it at our headquarters in Nashville and then our regional locations, because there's a need and a demand for it. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be similar to the Elite Retreat. There's going to be a competition to both events. I think the QB Next is a little bit more competition, since we're a little bit limited with time with that one. Whereas the older guys go through a lot more PowerPoints and presentations. And we also asked all of our guys up here, hey, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to sit in meetings until 9 p.m. at night, or would you guys want to hit the beach? And resoundingly, every one of them, of course, said, hey, let's hit the beach. Let's go have some fun. And so I think we want this event to be a celebration of those guys and their achievements, their work ethic, their buy into our program, but also a camp that they can learn and gain knowledge from and improve. But yeah, we want this to be a fun, laid-back event, and we do need receivers. We are going to close the registration for those guys on Sunday, but the receivers are there mainly to assist what we're doing. We have a receiver assistant coach, but those guys are kind of to assist and enhance the sessions. But yeah, and the QB Next, unfortunately, the registration is closed for the event, but moving forward at the location with Josh Woodham there in the Gulf Coast, we are wanting to grow our young involvement in the community, our youth quarterback. So ongoingly, if you're a young quarterback in that area or anywhere across the country where we have a branch, we are absolutely looking for younger quarterbacks.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's kind of like what Jay does. He's our full-time golf instructor out there at Bay Point, and if we're not creating that younger generation, we're not having more athletes come through. And I love that you guys, you see so many other organizations like QB Vision that they seem to, this may not be the right way to say it, but forget about the 9, the 10, the 11-year-olds. I mean, I think that's kind of one of the most important ones to where these kids need to find out, okay, do I have the work ethic? Do I have what it takes should I keep progressing in this thing? And I think that's where you guys do. Obviously, you produce some of the top quarterbacks coming out of the Southeast going to Division I programs, but it's about all of them. And what's cool about being involved in some of the stuff y'all do is you have the mix where the younger guys are with the older guys. And, it's cool for the older guys to see the younger guys. But I know personally, Liam, I think he was messing around with Hamp and a couple other guys last time, just having fun. Like, that means a lot to these younger kids to see where those kids are now and kind of gives them, okay, if I stay on this path, I've got some serious opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big part of it. It puts the older guys in a leadership position, puts the younger guys in a learning position. So you're absolutely right.
Well, and you said leadership, and a quarterback cannot be a successful quarterback without being a leader. So the younger kids, sometimes they're a little more shy and it takes them a little while, but once that clicks and they realize, look, you're the dude, you're the guy on the field that's making stuff happen, that's a very powerful thing. And to see the older guys doing that, I think it just encourages them as well. But Max, we appreciate your time. I will certainly be in touch as we'll line up how we're going to do this. We'll have 2 hours over there, and hopefully we get to talk to a lot of your big-time quarterbacks, and we're looking forward to hanging out with you next Friday.
Well, thanks, guys, and we'll see you down there. We're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. That's Max Staver. He's the owner, lead coach with QB Vision. They are headquartered up there in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you find yourself up there and you're looking to either get into it or just hone your skills or maybe make that big move, QB Vision is the place to be. Max, we appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Thanks. You guys, too.
All right. There you go, Jay Henley.
Very cool. Looking forward to next Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to the questions you're going to ask some of these quarterbacks going to play at some big-time Division I programs. It's going to be a good time. It's good. But I love talking. I love when it comes to biomechanics with golf and football, right? Because they're so similar. Yeah. And you have to have the rotation, and you have to have in golf. Yes, you're trying to rotate everything together, but your hips get there a little bit earlier, right? And everything comes through. And rotation is huge in these sports. Yeah. If you're not rotating, you're not creating power, you're not widening that arc, you're not making stuff happen. Right. And, I've learned a lot just from going to some of these camps on quarterback. I mean, I didn't come up through the football world, and, it's learning and learning and learning. And it's the parallels, but specific to quarterback and the golf swing are pretty cool.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be some elite quarterbacks next weekend.
Yeah, so it's kind of twofold. It's the elite quarterback retreat, which is like they're guys that are, juniors or seniors in high school. A lot of them have already committed to big-time programs, and it's kind of their, kickoff summer, big-time, come down, have fun, but hone your skills, work in the film room, all that stuff. And then they also they kind of merge two things together. They have their QB Next camp, which is for the younger guys, which he was saying. So it kind of bleeds over and crosses over a little bit. But for example, for the QB Vision Next, they get there, they check in, they have the opening talk, they transition to the field, they do their sessions. And then what's cool is they're going to transition to the gym to work on some things. And then the first night for the QB Next, the second night for the Elite Retreat guys is just going to be a transition to the beach where they're hanging out, having fun, just enjoying time. And then Sunday, the young kids get to work at 8. Opening talk, field sessions, break for lunch. Then we do a competition, back to the field, competition walkthrough, competition, finish up with some more things, and then we're done. So it's, if you have a young quarterback or football player that's interested in playing quarterback, it doesn't even have to be a football player, interested in playing quarterback, and you think they really want to do it, QB Vision's got so many different branches. Got one right here on the Gulf Coast over there with Josh Woodham. He's the quarterbacks coach for Dustin High, and I think QB Vision's going to continue to grow, and they're definitely one of the best out there, that's for sure. And we're looking forward to hanging out with them next Friday.
Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
Hey.
Woo.
Yeah.
That only took you an hour and 15 minutes to go
Right.
60 minutes in that one.
Right.
That was good. Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
But the moral of the story is always work hard.
Yeah.
Outwork the guy next to you. If you always outwork the guy next to you, you're going to have a better opportunity. That's for sure.
That's why Jay lasts so long around here.
That is true.
Don't get too crazy.
That's true. That's true. We got one segment coming up on this beautiful Thursday. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We shall be right back.
This Memorial Day, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida honors our local heroes. From Port St. Joe, Sergeant Clifford Sims, United States Army, made the ultimate sacrifice. While in heavy combat in Vietnam, company leader Sergeant Sims threw himself on top of an enemy explosive device in order to save the soldiers of Company D. Thank you for your service and great sacrifice. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, Auto.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, Auto.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I cannot lie. You other brothers.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Wanted to jump in early just in case anything got said there. We didn't want to, but hey, topical there. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I played the clean version. They didn't even say butts. It bleeped out butts.
Wow, that's super clean.
There you go.
G.
That's G, boy.
Yeah, that's not even PG. That's G.
Disney rated.
I don't know. Some of those Disney.
Oh, yeah.
It gets a little dicey.
Especially the subliminals.
Yes. Well, the subliminals are the best part because that makes you think, and kids, hopefully, at that age, don't have that quite yet. Has y'all's spam calls been through the roof in the last week?
You can't get a hold of me unless I have your number saved to my phone.
Well, I've been getting spam like crazy.
Have you got any quotes on new insurance or anything like that? That typical, man, that'll just fire it off.
No, I haven't. I probably said something that my phone heard, and they're like, "Yeah, we're about to blow your spam up."
Get ready, brother.
That is for certain. But do want to give a shout out real quick to our studio sponsor, and that's Mr. Chris Kramer from Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. It is his birthday today, so if you see Mr. Chris Kramer, tell him a happy birthday. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was in the studio last year when it was his birthday.
Yeah, and I won't say the age. Never mind.
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But
younger than you.
Yes,
No.
he is. He is
But who
younger
isn't?
than me.
Who
I
isn't?
know, right? Yeah.
Everybody else around here, except
Yep.
for Randy, he's older than you. But.
Happy birthday, Chris Kramer.
Absolutely. But yeah, happy birthday, Chris. Hey, before we get into your big game coming up tonight, as David mentioned, and I was going to mention earlier, but totally forgot, today they were going to be having a press conference and releasing 2 videos of the Scotty Scheffler arrest. Well, that has since transpired. The Louisville Metro Police Department has released 2 unseen videos and confirmed its officer, Brian Gillis, broke policy for not turning his potty camera on during the arrest of Scotty Scheffler last Friday. Scotty Scheffler, 27, was detained by police and led away in handcuffs after he misunderstood the traffic flow situation following a fatal collision in the early hours Friday last week during the PGA or before the second round of the PGA Championship. The world number 1 was charged with second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregarding traffic signals from an officer. He was due to appear in court on May 21st, but his arraignment was rescheduled to June 3rd, a week before the U.S. Open at Pinehurst number 2. But a big update on the case emerged today, courtesy of the Louisville Metro Police Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villarreal during a press conference with the media. The 2 unseen videos were then released. Obviously, I can't show you the video, but I can kind of give you the synopsis real quick of what was said during the press conference.
Live react.
Yes. Chief Gwynn Villarreal said, regarding the results of our internal investigation, Detective Gillis did have an encounter, as we know, with Mr. Scotty Scheffler. Detective Gillis should have turned on his body-worn camera, but he did not. His failure to do so is a violation of the LMPD policy on uniforms and equipment. Subject category body-worn camera was sustained for violation for policy 4.316 procedures and 4.31717 operation. Detective Gillis did not have his body-worn camera operationally ready as required by our policy. He was performing a law enforcement action as defined in our policy. Further, in section 4.317 .7 states members will maintain their BWC in a constant state of operational readiness. Detective Gillis was counseled by his supervisor. We understand the seriousness of the failure to capture this interaction, which is why our officer has received corrective action for his policy violation. The corrective action has been noted as on a performance observation form, which is in line with our disciplinary protocol and practices. A lot of P words in this statement, it seems. We respect the judicial process and we will allow the courts to proceed accordingly. We will not be able to make any further statements as it relates to this matter. At the conclusion of this press conference, as you've already heard, we will release the documents as followed. You will find the investigation findings memorandum by the commander of the unit. You will also see the failure to activate the form completed by Detective Gillis. You will also find our policy located as well as the 2 other aforementioned video footage that the mayor has mentioned. After hearing the LMD press conference, Scotty Scheffler's attorney, Stephen Romanes, said Scotty Scheffler didn't do anything wrong. Our position remains the same. We will either try it or get it dismissed. I don't really know if that's an update, Jay, and I haven't been able to watch these videos, but just briefly kind of scrolling through them real fast, it looks like some of the stuff that the ESPN people had already released.
My detective instinct says I smell something funny.
Me and Laura Hanlon have been saying this is a conspiracy theory since the get-go.
Yep.
But I don't know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know, maybe? I don't
even know it's that. I think it's the PGA Tour trying to strum up some excitement for the PGA, you know?
Manufactured excitement.
They're just trying to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hey, imitation's the greatest form of flattery.
Yep.
Anyway, you got a big one coming up tonight.
8:30 tip-off. Southern Elite Sports Championship silver bracket is what I heard from Chris yesterday when he called.
Absolutely. A championship game nonetheless.
Yes. Yep.
Nonetheless.
The Bucks of the Southport Bozeman Bucks are going up against Shark Nation, which I'm assuming is a lot of Surfside kids, I would assume.
It would make sense, unless they just like the fish there. The reptile, or not reptile.
But we won, we won 20.
Fish tile.
Right. We won about 20 points in the regular season, but Chris did tell me that
We heard
shooting
yesterday
guard.
live on the air. Their best guard was absent for that game.
That line's been moving all over the place. Everyone's trying to get a little peg on it, but nope.
Every time we had a big one, a big bet earlier that really moved that line.
Yeah,
and it was on y'all with the points.
I think I'm taking the Bucks and Coach Ray with 5.5.
minus 5.5.
Oh, we're minus 5.5. I thought
that's what the line initially was. I dropped yesterday, but since that big bet went on them, I think that line's moved a little bit.
Where are they at now?
I think it's they're minus 3.5.
Okay, yeah, I'll take Coach Ray and the Bucks for 3.5.
Yeah.
Minus 3.5. Y'all better win by 4, or else
it's
I'm
minus 110.
coming to kidnap the coach.
There you go,
Ray.
I got a bruised ankle on one kid, so
it's a championship game.
I know. I gotta figure it out. So
hey, you need to
get
be
him an ankle brace.
Yeah.
Hey, did he get a shot of cortisone yesterday?
I don't know.
You said yes yesterday on the air. So
I've gotten crickets back from the family. Like I was like, do you think he can play? And hey, I haven't heard
no answer back.
No answer.
That means
that's not good. That's not good.
Bro.
Which one is that hurt the ankle?
Cohen.
Okay.
Yeah, Cohen.
Describe Cohen for me. Or number.
Number 7.
Okay.
Yeah. And he stands at about 5'6". Probably about $160.
True. Yeah. Is he one of your two big men?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when the other big man came in, I mean, you just get your point guard up there, have one guy put at the top of the key, go to the hoop, and then their defense was just sliding two of them right to that, and just dish it off.
Yeah.
But I'm not a basketball coach.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, you are. I can. Yeah.
I just I was watching from the top of the stands. Best like, don't you say anything. I was like, I'm not. Well, because at one point I yelled, Jay. I should have yelled Ray. You might have heard me because they kept running where after a free throw they just throw it real deep, and you guys kept getting beat a little bit long. I was going to tell you to stick Parker back there,
right?
But that's neither here nor there. Just keep my mouth shut. But you won in overtime, and now you're in the championship.
Yep.
So if you're missing that big man, what's the speech? Give me a synopsis of the speech tonight.
The synopsis.
You got to be able to fire this right off.
I'm still thinking about it. I mean, I really am. I mean, it's been a great season. We've won 3 games in a row.
The house money Bucks.
The house money Bucks.
You're playing with house money. You ain't got nothing to lose.
That's it.
Been and bounding, baby.
That's it.
This is a championship
Maximum effort.
Championship game, but it's not only a championship game, Ryan. It is just another game. Another game.
It's a championship game.
It's a championship game, and it's just another game.
But we're going to play.
I am so not hyped after that.
Come on, we're going to play our Bucks basketball.
There you go.
We're not going to change anything different.
No.
We're going to.
It's just another game.
Absolutely.
Just another game.
We're going to get those
all
rebounds.
those games prior to the last 3 that we won, forget about them. Those last 3 games that we won, remember every single second of those. And here's why. If we happen to lose this game, you can keep those memories of the 3 wins. But if we win, that's 4 in a row. 4 games worth of memories, baby.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Can y'all come for a motivation speech? 8:15 tonight.
I told you.
They're like, who's this guy?
If we lose in softball, I'll be there.
They ain't going to lose in softball.
Nah.
We good, man. We're playing some tough teams. I
it.
believe it's Highland Park Baptist Church. They got a guy that used to play college baseball. Jordan, a few of those guys out there used to play college baseball, but Jordan, I believe Vilhauer, he's really good. Played with him on another team. But yeah, you just never know what's going to happen, man. You never know. It's softball. Everybody can do it.
Well, if you end up losing in that game and you want to pick somebody up to go to that game, let me know.
Okay.
I might be able to get a ride at least to where you could just scoop me up.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I can convince my Uber driver to take me all the way there for a late night game.
I'll stay in contact with you.
Liam may want to go too. We'll see.
I got room. We'll put a little car seat in the back of the truck. And
He's 9 years old.
No, I'm talking about the.
In the bed. In the bed. No, he'd probably like that.
Are you still allowed to ride in the bed of trucks? I mean, I know we used to.
I would think so. Isn't it legal in the state?
It's
as
legal
long as
in
you're
Florida.
just all the way down in the truck. You can't be like up on the wheel well or up on the side of the truck.
Don't do it in Georgia. They'll get you in Georgia.
Really?
Yep. You can't do it in Georgia.
Nope.
Yep.
Well, that's silly.
I know.
What if you just stay laid down the whole time and no one ever sees you?
Yeah, that's true.
That hurt.
But I mean,
hurt too much.
I remember as a kid just getting in the back of a 1986 Ford F-150. You remember they were like box back then, and shoot, man, we'd ride to town and grab, something and come back. I mean, it was just
bring break back in the day. Like, I would rather be in the back of the truck than inside of the truck. You know what I mean? I'd be like, here, drive my truck. Let me be back here.
Give me some of them beads. Yeah. Talking about on the same page.
That's right.
That is for sure. Oh, goodness. All right. Some games coming up tonight besides the championship, which is the most important game in my book. Right. But the NBA after last night, we didn't talk anything about the game last night. But you got tonight coming up, the Celtics at the Pacers. Jay, do the Pacers even the series? They were taking a lot of criticism at the end of the game, but I don't think that they had so many turnovers.
Right.
They played great. They just didn't win. Do they even the series in game 2 tonight up in
I hate to say it, the Celtics are just too strong, and I think Celtics go 2-0, and it is in Indiana, right? No, it's in Boston. Yeah, even more so. Yeah, sorry, guys.
That's okay.
The truth is the truth, right?
I'm going to say the opposite. I think the Pacers, and it's a huge line. It was a huge line in the first game. I think it's 9.5 tonight.
I'm taking. Give me.
Well, no, it's now just dropped to 8.5.
Okay,
8.5. But I think it was 11.5 in the first game. I'm surprised you're not getting more bets with the points, and maybe as it gets closer to the game, you'll see that sneak down a little bit. But yeah, I think the Pacers tie it up tonight.
All right, let's go.
It's either going to be a close one that the Pacers win, or Boston's going to just drum them.
Yeah.
Since it's my team, I'm going to say Boston's going to whoop them, run them out the gym.
Reverse psychology.
I'm not reversing nothing. I really do think Boston wins the game tonight, kind of handedly. I think maybe it'll be safe with 8.5 points, but Boston's good, and I think pushing them to the wire like that with Indiana playing actually the worst game and taking it to overtime like that, I think Boston's going to come out very hungry tonight. So we'll see.
And Ryan, he is wearing a lot of green today, so it is reverse psychology.
He is.
Yeah.
Bring your green hat. And then game 1 last night. Did you pick that game yesterday? I don't know if you went the Dallas or the T-Wolves in that one.
Oh, I went T-Wolves because I've got a futures on that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Mavs snuck away one there at the end. It was a great game, but they won 108-105. That game was just as good as game 1 in Indiana and the Celtics. So some good stuff there. On the NHL side of things, we talked a little bit about that Rangers-Panthers game last night. Panthers just kind of suffocated the New York Rangers and won that one 3-1. But game 1 of the Western Conference Finals gets underway tonight at 7:30 on TNT. Currently, the Dallas Stars are minus 135. Jay, who you taking tonight, Stars or the Oilers?
Oh, I'll go America. Let's go Dallas.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you've been going Stars all
yeah, I have. Yeah.
You got a future on them?
No, I don't bet any NHL.
Any?
I don't. Yeah, not enough. There's just not enough.
But you are known as the Crystal Puck, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's just helping.
Yeah,
I'm the crystal buck to others who are in the betting world. I don't bet.
It's a selfless service.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Who do you got, David, tonight?
I'm going to go with Dallas.
All right.
Game 1.
Well, I'm going to be the opposite. I think those 3 boys that have set a record for most points through 2 rounds of a playoffs are going to have a huge night tonight. Should be a great game, and I'm looking forward to I think the Oilers are going to win this series and move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. But you've been listening to The Inside Drive today. It is Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, lots of great contests going on. Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. We'll be back tomorrow for Fun Friday and Jay's Guitar. Have a great rest of your day.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hales Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.